Hi, thank you for joining me here today. Thank you, Notacult for hosting this and all the amazing workshops that you are hosting for uh, everyone to access during this time. And I just want to take a moment for us to create kind of a container, right, to set the space, to set the tone of where we're at in this moment. So if you haven't already, I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable seat wherever you may be. If you haven't already, make sure if you have like a phone or any electronic devices nearby that they're set to silent or they're off so you won't be disturbed. And go ahead, and if you haven't, just also make sure you grab a notebook or a piece of paper or writing utensil so you have that nearby. And I want to invite you to go ahead and take an inhale, like right in through the nose, and then a long exhale out, whatever way you need to. And I'm just going to ring my little bell here. And I am going to ask us to go ahead, and if you haven't naturally done this already, just go ahead and close your eyes. Or soft gaze, whatever's more comfortable. We're going to turn your attention just inward for a moment to be within yourself. This practice today is for you and will benefit those around you. But before we begin, we're going to create a container to do our work. And I'm going to invite and welcome any guides that or ancestors that are for you, that want to work with you today, to come forward, to be with you, to support you, to guide you. And we're going to turn our attention to the east and ask for the element of air to support us in our thinking and our writing and our communication. And then we're going to turn to the north and ask that the element of earth ground and support us. Then we welcome the west and the element of water to gently grace us with fluidity and connection to our emotions. And turn to the south and ask fire, the element of action and passion and creativity, to be with us, to move us through this process. And if you feel called to, you can bring your attention to the sky, whatever way you need to. If you want to put your hands up or just look up. We're going to acknowledge the star nations, Father Sky, for bringing us life, for oxygen, for the air, and the expansiveness in our being. And then bring your attention to the earth below, Mother Earth. Thank Mother Earth for her nourishment, for her support, for holding space for all beings. Bring your awareness to your heart, and if it feels all right, bring your hands to your chest and thank yourself for showing up for you today in your practice. And go ahead and take another inhale in, deep inhale in through your nose, filling up your lungs, lifting up your chest. And then exhaling out any anxiety, stress, or tension you've been holding on to until this moment. And we're going to do that one more time, breathing in. And then exhaling out. Okay. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here today, for joining me on this platform, from your homes, from your hearts. This is it's a unique time in evolution, the expansion of everything. And I feel like part of why I wanted to do this or share this class with you today is one, again, not a cult. Thank you for asking me to be here. But I wanted to share with you something that felt more personal. The practice we're going to do today is something that I've done recently for myself and found it really helpful. And actually, it kind of came to me to do this like just before we were put on safer at home orders here in LA. So just before March 16th. And I don't know, I just feel like we have this unique opportunity to really sit with ourselves, and that can be uncomfortable. It can be overwhelming at times. We can feel a lot of things come up for us. For me personally, I've had a lot of feelings around not belonging or abandonment, lots of shame. And not because I'm having a pity party about being in quarantine, but because just things that I haven't looked at in some time, if at all. So this exercise is meant to be something that you can do at any time. But one of the ways we're going to get to it is through letter writing. One of the most magical, powerful spells that I've ever worked with in my life is the art of letter writing. Whether it is letter writing to another person when the lines of communication have been thwarted or cut off, or even letters to ourselves. So this practice today is about us connecting to a former self. It could be a younger self or an old identity that we grew up with or are attached to, that maybe we need to send some. It's not even about just forgiveness, it's about acceptance. It's about looking from a further out perspective. You know that phrase, like, if only I knew then what I know now. And it's about sending it down that timeline. And that's what we're going to do today. And the whole act of letter writing is this idea, and whether you use digital or, hand to pen to paper, I'm going to give you the elements. With the act of writing itself, we have, particularly when it's handwritten, it is the element of air and the element of earth, right? And when we look at these things, we bring it to all together with our emotions, which is water, and fire is the action or the promise that we make to ourselves through the letter, through the communication. So before we do our letters, I'm going to guide you through a little grounding exercise and then a meditation to a former or younger version of ourselves that's ready for healing today. Okay. Whoever you meet in this journey is who needs your love and attention right now. And you can go back at any time and do this exercise when you feel called to. There's no right or wrong way to do it, and I'm going to guide you through it, but you don't have to follow. You can find your own way if that feels right. I just want you to utilize my voice like the same way you would hear the way like a drum beat in a song carries the song, but it's not the whole song, right? So use my voice like the kind of the compass, the navigation system to guide you where you need to be, but like see your journey the way you need to see it. Okay? Some people may see things visually. You may feel things in the body, sensations, emotions, just a knowing. That's all valid, and it's all probable. Okay? So we are just going to take a moment to get really ready and tuned in for that. And I am going to do this. Let's see. Okay. Make sure you're very comfortable. Take a sip of anything you need to take a sip of. Get situated and get relaxed, because we're going to start with the grounding. Okay, so go ahead and turn your attention inward, and I invite you to close your eyes. And take a soft inhale in through your nose and a long exhale out. If you need to put your hands on the sides of your head or anywhere in the back of your neck just to give yourself some support and some love right now, do that too. This time is for you. Go ahead, and on your next inhale, I want you to imagine a beautiful golden light coming in through your breath, filling your entire being, every cell of your body. And then on the exhale out, dropping down, letting your shoulders relax. Feel any tension, let go, release. Finding a comfortable space. And on your next inhale, bring your awareness to the base of your spine. And filling up that space with that beautiful breath. And as you exhale out, imagine a beautiful golden cord about hip-width distance apart. And as you're bringing your breath in to that space and you're exhaling out, imagine that cord dropping down into the center of the earth. Dropping down, down, reaching the center of the earth, giving you a nice strong connection with the earth. And breathing in, clearing breath, and exhaling down and out that grounded cord. Any stress, tension, fatigue, worry, concern, knowing that the earth will take it and recycle it and send it back out into the world for regenerative healing energy. Beautiful. Remember, at any time in the days or weeks ahead, if you are ever feeling unsure, nervous, unsupported, fearful, you can connect into this grounding cord and make sure you're breathing into it. If it is not a brilliant, beautiful golden color, you can release it, asking the earth to recycle it and create a new one. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to go to our meditation. Find a comfortable seat. Whatever feels more relaxed for you. Go ahead and imagine in front of you a large meadow. Just imagine this vast meadow. Taking note of the sights, the sounds. Feeling a slight warm breeze in the air. Maybe there's even a faint smell of flowers. Something in the distance. Just really taking in the expansiveness of this place. In the distance, you notice that there is a path beckoning you, calling you to explore. As you feel curiosity start to perk up within you, you make your way towards the path. And as you approach, you are met by a guide, a familiar presence. This guide could be a relative, an animal, a chosen companion that you walk in good company with. This guide has your best interests at heart and is here to support you. I invite you in this moment to ask your guide if they have any messages for you today. Anything they wish for you to know. It may simply be a word, an object, an image, a feeling. You do not have to decipher it now, but welcome it into your heart. And if not, and just their presence is here, and just their support, this is also perfectly fine. This is a moment to deepen your connection. Now, at this time, you are invited to ask your guide to show you what age or ages in your past are ready to be reunited with your present self. As you begin to move your way down the path, different sensations may come to you. You may see images of your former self, age numbers, or scenes from a particular period in your life. Remembering moments or things that may feel important or forgotten. You will remember all that you need to know and are ready to review in this moment. Now I'm going to be quiet for a few moments as you take some time here to collect these memories and anything else that has been waiting for you to return. Allow yourself to collect only what you're ready for and only what you need. We're going to start to begin to head back to the present moment with our guide. We're walking back towards the meadow. Asking our guide if there's anything else we need to know before we depart. Thanking them for walking with us today or being with us. Knowing that we can connect to them at any time. I invite you now to take a deep breath into your body, coming back into your body, into the present moment, wherever you are. Exhaling out a sigh of relief. Coming back in, and when you're ready, bringing your awareness back to the room that you're in, and waking up in this moment, fully alert, and going ahead and jot down any age or ages that stood out to you. You can go ahead and write those down. So the next part of what we're going to do is we're going to write a letter to the age or ages of who we were. And from this perspective of time and distance, okay? And I'm going to share with you the letter that I wrote recently, just so you have like kind of a, you know, a framework, and obviously use your own words that feel right for you. But I want to invite you to give yourself, actually here, how about this? Like think of a time where you felt a lot of compassion for someone else. Think about a time or a moment where you witnessed someone, whether you knew them or didn't personally, or you did, but where you felt a lot of compassion for another being. It could have been a person, it could have been an animal, it could be any other being, but where you felt compassion. And in that moment, remembering how much compassion and empathy you had for that other being, I want you to give yourself the same amount of compassion and empathy. Because oftentimes we are really conditioned to be very tough with ourselves, to put ourselves last because we don't want to be seen as selfish, right? And then, you know, in some cases we may act out to the opposite extreme because, you know, it's been built up over time and we deserve it. So we have to find these ways to be supportive and be compassionate with ourselves. And I wanted to share with you the letter I wrote because it's interesting, because it's like not a lot of time has gone by, but a lot has gone by. And, you know, when we think about a certain age or ages, like it becomes very vivid. At least for me, it becomes very vivid in my mind what was happening at the time. And I chose, I'm 43 years old. Okay, I'm 43 rotations around the sun, which always also blows my mind. I don't know how I'm still here. I've never planned on being here this long. Definitely did not plan on being here past 18. And here I am. My life was really, really different, you know, 13 years ago. And, you know, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write my 30-year-old self from the perspective I am, you know, where I'm at today. So, because a lot, like I said, a lot is different. I moved to Los Angeles on a plane with $800, a suitcase, a laptop, and a carry-on. And I didn't know anyone. And I didn't care. I just needed to get out of New York. And and I was working retail, and like I stage managed burlesque shows. My life was not what it is today. I would do readings, but like only when I needed money. It was definitely not something I thought I would do for a living. I moved to LA, and everything, like within a year, flipped upside down. So, and the whole thing was like, I don't want to turn 30 in New York. I want to get out of here. So I'm going to read you my letter. Okay. Dear 30-year-old Marcella, I wish I could go back in time and tell you to take more risks, love and enjoy your body as it is, and stop saying yes to the heartbreakers you keep finding yourself drawn to out of some need for approval. But if I did and you actually listened, you wouldn't be here today at 43 as you are. The pain endured was not fun for sure, but wow, girl, you are stubborn. And survival mode plus trauma equals resistance. It's okay. I get it now. If there's one thing I can tell you, it's you are going to be okay. You will still have doubts, insecurity at times, slight depression, and question authority frequently. However, you also have 3.5 years of sobriety, a lot less anger, a successful career, in major ancestral backup on the earth and in the galactic realms. This may feel strange and unclear, but one day you will be here and know what I mean. In the meantime, please don't give up even when everything is telling you to. I'm here still and sending this transmission down the timeline to keep you going, because you have to. You have something big coming up that you will enjoy, and I don't want you to miss it because you are paying attention to things that aren't worthy of your focus. I want you to know that I love you even when you think you cannot love yourself. I'm telling you, that little girl inside of you, that you are loved, supported, revered, and special. I'm with you always and have your back, as will others if you open up and let them in. Not everyone will deserve that space though, so be discerning and trust your gut. With you always, Marcella. Now, that was really hard to write. You know, it was hard to write when I was thinking about it from the space of writing to myself. But when I said, imagine this place of writing it, like, how would I talk to my niece, one of my nieces? How would I talk to someone that was really dear to my heart? Okay. So like I said, this is why it's like, try to imagine from a space of compassion that you would give someone else that same compassion for yourself, but also with that distance, right? Like, so I would like you at this time to write for yourself. And you can always go back and edit this, or you can write other letters to yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to invite you to write this letter to yourself for one of those the age or one of the ages that you saw in your meditation. I'm gonna just give you, like, I don't know, why don't you take, like, let's take 10 minutes, right? To get the basics down, right? Go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna look at the chat, and if any of you have any questions, you can type it for me there if it's about the process. And but go ahead and spend your time writing on that. Okay. So take another 5 minutes for writing, or break if you need to, just another 5 minutes, and then we're going to reconvene, okay? Okay. Okay, just give it like 1 more minute and wrap up what you're working on. Okay. To go ahead and wrap up what you're working on. And I want to give an opportunity, and this might not feel right for every person who's on here, but if there is anyone who's a little more extroverted that wants to read their letter, I'm just going to ask you either to put your name in the chat, or there is like a raise hand feature, I think. So let me see how we do this. If you do the raise hand feature, I think it shows up in the participants. or you can put your name in the chat, and I'm just going to look, and if anyone does want to share. If you don't, it's not required. Sometimes it just helps kind of declare out. It's a vulnerable process, I understand, so it might not be comfortable for everybody. But if there is anyone, okay, I see Irene. Okay, let's go with, we have Irene, and then we'll start with Irene. So can we unmute Irene first?
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much, Marcella. This is a beautiful self-expression, and thank you for the beautiful guidance. Dear Irene, and this is when I had moved into my last apartment. Just moved into 2122, so great. That place will house so much love, hurt, and growth. You will embrace these, but I hope you more easily let go of not for you. Do not fault yourself for your feelings. Let go of any shame or guilt and remember you are good. You are loving. It's not up to you at all to school people how to learn to love you. They are only at their own capacity, and it is certainly no fault of yours that they don't see your brilliance. Be kinder to yourself and to others. Be nicer than you have to be. Be sweeter. Bring the sweetness.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me look here. Okay, let me start with Jen V.
Hi, thank you, Marcella.
Hi.
Dear 8-year-old Jen, I'm here to tell you that one day things will fit. You will feel comfortable in your skin, look in the mirror and like what you see, and have so many love letters and Valentines that you could cover the walls. The feeling of being alone and not belonging is temporary. You are enough and you don't need to put up with bad behavior to say you have a friend. Your mom didn't leave because you're bad and your sisters don't fight because of you. There's not one thing about you that needs to change to make other people love you. You struggle with completing projects, but that's because you were never shown how to do so. The expectations that you should understand everything is a tall order for an 8-year-old. Go play, laugh, swim, ride your bike. Know that right now you can't wear anything white and not get it dirty, and at 43 that's still the case. You can beat the boys at their game, and that's cool. Those obsessing crushes are okay, but give your heart a break and know there is so much time for that. You are worthy of love, connection, and friendship. There's so much that will develop in this lifetime. I'm okay today, and you'll be as well. I love you.
Thank you. All right, Lauren Lazo.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. I especially liked being told to talk to one of my nieces or nephews. That really helped. Okay. Dear second grade Lauren, this is the moment you will shift. You're going to fold in on yourself. This is the moment you will feel shame, and you'll carry it around for about 20 years, not even knowing how it is corroding you and hating and halting who you are supposed to be. Luckily, you are strong. That little ping of light inside of you asking for more will not go out, and when we are ready, we will foster it and stoke it. We chose a tough timeline, but it is the one we are meant to be on. In the face of a single conversation among girlfriends at happy hour, you will realize that your shame has become a monster much larger than it ever needed to be. You will stop feeding it and break free of its hold. We will continue the pursuit of finding Rowdy Lauren, the little girl who you were before this, the one who wasn't afraid to take up space and be herself. We will find her. We will not shake our destiny. I love you. You can do this. I'm sorry you ever had to experience someone making you small, but we will return to our bigness. All my love, Lauren.
Thank you. Ooh, you guys are already like yeah. Okay, Wendy, if you want to try. It says I could try, but if you want to. If you don't want to, it's okay.
Okay, I'll try. It's a
Okay.
little long. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay. I just wrote for a very long time. Okay, I'll try it. It's kind of hard, but I want to try. Okay. Okay. Dear 17-year-old Wendy, I just wanted to write to you to say I see you. I see how much you do every day and how much you try. You try to be seen as good. You try to be seen as a good daughter. You try to be seen as a good actress and a good girl. And I see that you are being met with much disdain from your father, our father. I just wanted to say, while I sit here in this field of sunlight and clovers, that you are doing so many great things. And I see you. You're a beam of light. You're inspiring in anything you do. And boy, you're tough. You are so strong and you persevere always. Nothing can touch you. Please feel your soul. Keep feeling your soul. And though your father wants to say vulgar things to you and hold you down, I just want to say that they are angry and they are scared, and that is not a reflection on you. It never was. It never will be. We walk away from here, and I'm telling you that we will go through a lot of shit. We're going to go through a lot of shit, and you're going to have a lot of shame, and you're going to get in a lot of bad relationships, and it's going to suck really bad. But you also are going to create so much art, and you're going to make so many things, and you're going to connect with so many people. And my dear, I see that you are just in need of a hug and hands which lift you and grace your heart and hold you tight. And I can see you and see your light. You are a wonder. You don't even have to try. You just are. And it's okay that you want to be big and want to be loud. And you are worthy of that. I'll just skip to the end. Yeah, it's like I release the trauma and I hold space for you here. It was never a reflection of you. And then I just will skip to the end. You don't need to change to make anyone love you. Too much isn't a reality. It's a strength to keep you safe. I love you. I'll always be here for you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you. Paloma.
Hi.
Hi.
I wrote a letter to my 16-year-old self.
Okay.
So here it goes.
Okay.
How much love is ever enough? I have found that as long as you're searching outwardly, there will be no ending to that question. I wish I could tell you that I'm perfect, that I made all the right choices, but I did things out of fear. I did things out of what I thought was comfort. I did things for instant gratification. The great part is I moved on. I made healthier choices. I'm changing my life and I'm growing in sequence with you. I've learned that I am worthy. All the love and acceptance I sought out in others has been inside of us the whole time. I learned that people that truly care for you also care about themselves too. It isn't your responsibility to save people. You can walk forward on your own path. Make decisions that serve your highest good, and don't worry if it upsets others along the way. You deserve a life filled with happiness, peace, balance, reciprocity, and energy and love. We have to heal inside first. It takes work, it takes dedication to yourself, but the benefit is unlike any monetary or material item that you have clung to for comfort or person you've been intimate with just to feel affection for a moment. Read more, go outside, enjoy every moment, cry when you need to, lay things to rest, cut cords, Grow and bloom into the woman you've always wanted to be. I will always be here and love you from near and far. Love, Paloma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kat.
Hi, sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm figuring out Zoom. Okay, I'm
It's okay,
figuring
we
this
can
out.
hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this. Dear
Mhm.
15-year-old self, words. At 42 years old, I've learned that such have the power to both create and destroy. And what I would like to share with you is that no matter what, it's not about being good, bad, evil, good. Oh, sorry, I can't read my writing. And light,
Okay.
dark. It's more than that. Even when Miss Strand assigned you your assignment with Dan Silver, she gave you the gift to inspire you to keep up. She would be part of many to come. And while at the time you wrote to survive in high school, writing is essentially what would keep you going. It's your gift. Sometimes it served as a mask, other times an outlet. It was when you were able to convey a message where you'd realize that this was a gift. You will see and experience an abundance of life adventuring and journeys. Not all will be wonderful, and some will even bring you close to death. Yet, to 15-year-old self, trust me, it will be part of a much greater picture and purpose. You are loved. Universe has got your back. Much love and eternal gratitude. Me. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? I'm like, oh, you guys, it's so good to hear you and share in this way. And I know it's hard, you know, it's to be this vulnerable, but yeah, it's like, this is the time to do it. So, and, you know, and also like, if it's not something you feel comfortable with, it's okay. It's like, this is, it's a really intensive process to go through and talk to yourself like this, you know, and to have other people witness you from this. So I have a couple more names here that I would like to get to. And then from this point, I want to do a little card reading for the group, as a group, if that's okay with everyone. So the next we have is Sonia.
Hi, am I unmuted? I'm good?
Yeah.
Cool. I get really nervous sharing, so I just kind of wanted to name it before
Sure.
I start talking. And I don't mention it in my writing, but I started horseback riding at age 7, and so this is what I'm speaking to. Dear sweet Sonia, at 7 years of age, you are loved. And I know you know that, but I hope for you to also feel that. You're at an exciting precipice, and you're about to see your true self, your soul leading you in one of the first major moments of this lifetime. I want to honor and commend your bravery and audacity for relentlessly following your heart. You're embodying the highest octave and vibration of don't take no for an answer. The Sons and other stations of the timeline continue to learn from your devotion to your vision and heart. As you begin to see yourself and activate within you this spark, there will of course be situations born from this material world which will seek to challenge or skew that vision. That which is born from the material world is only an attempted distortion of the heart space. I want to encourage you, support you, and infuse you with the trust of this matured moment of self. Trust who you are, the clarity and purity of your passion. What feels different to you is the journey we're all taking. So this feeling of separation can act in its highest expression of unity and connectivity. The heart does not enjoy or even calibrate the concepts of better, first place, runner-up, failed attempt, or not enough money to compete. The heart only digests love, and love's creative expression as passion, excitement, generosity, and a desire to learn. You are stepping into a great adventure, and I want to thank you for creating this life I now get to live. I think of you often with great admiration for the spark and beam that you are. Always here, Sonia.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay. Yes, I'm like reading just checking in the chat because I'm seeing, I love read, like the support that's coming through in the words and how they are all helpful for each one of us to hear each other. Okay. So I have 3 more names. I'm just going to list them out. We'll go in that order. And then I want to do the reading before we close, so we have time. So I have Susanna, Friedman, Jacqueline, and Lisa. So let's start with Susanna.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi. I'm also like very oddly nervous, even though I am like pretty much an open book, but dear 17-year-old Susanna, just so you know, I really love you. And so do so many other people. Sorry.
It's okay.
Your talent isn't a mistake and it's not false. You are beautiful, and just because people don't tell you that often, it doesn't mean it's not true. You seem so strong that people don't think you need to hear it. I want you to know that I get why you feel like you have to prove your beauty or prove to yourself and others that you're just like them and wanted. I forgive you for being secretive about all your emotional and sexual desires. I see that you were acting out of fear that there was something wrong with you when you engaged with Lawrence and with Michael. I get why you wanted to be like everyone else. Just so you know, you are and will continue to be revered because you are not like everyone else. I wish I could tell you that your fear of being alone will go away. It won't, but it will lessen. It will wax and wane, and you will develop new ways of coping with that fear and all the others. You will become aware that you actually are attractive and greatly desired, and you will be grateful that you didn't physically peak in high school. I wish you could see what a ray of light you truly are, like sunshine. You won't feel the truth of this 100% of the time as you get older, but you will feel it more than you do now. I love you. You're extraordinary. You're gifted. You are loved. You are beautiful. You have immense greatness inside of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Boom. Who else felt that? Like needing to hear it, but not, woo, Who felt that? Jacqueline.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I wrote the letter to myself as well, which is pretty interesting. It says, Dear Jackie, don't be afraid of this world. Trust that you are strong, resilient, but most importantly, deserving. Do more, think less. Follow your heart. Remember that everything that seems so urgent will not matter in the future.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That urgency, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we have one more. Lisa. Lisa.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Am I audible? Okay.
You are.
All right. My mother passed away 2 months ago, and so in wanting to write a letter to myself, all I had really was before she died, because my whole life I was really afraid of her dying. And I'm sorry both that I'm not going to get through this without crying, and also that the content here is pretty heavy.
It's okay.
Dear Lisa, you are so afraid of mommy dying, and you know that one day she will die. It is the nature of being alive and human that we die, but when it comes to mommy, you have wanted to believe that she will be like an ancient sea turtle or a bristlecone pine, herself forever, or at least for so long that it will never hurt you to lose her. You sometimes wish to die before her so that you would not have to suffer her loss. Happy or sad, you've always wanted to keep living with her. You have survived so many difficult things. Mommy's sicknesses when you were little, Dad's anger, Brandon's sexual assault, having epilepsy, the bullying campaign your best friend started against you, Brandon terrorizing you after he sexually assaulted you for years, breaking up with boyfriends that you loved, 2008 with all the trouble in your parents' marriage, and the hard years with your ex-husband that made your happiness at the beginning of your relationship seem so stupid. Losing mommy will not be like any of those things. You will start losing her before she is gone. Maybe it starts when she is diagnosed with breast cancer, or a little before, or maybe it is in 2019 when she has a reconstructive surgery that goes poorly, or maybe it's November 23rd, 2019 when she's admitted to the hospital in the small town where you live. She loses so much. Her hair, although that comes back, her independence slowly, whatever subtle cognitive qualities are lost during the June 2019 surgery, her bravery on a superficial level, but never on a profound level, her privacy, her mobility, her ability to walk, to take herself to the bathroom. The last is the most difficult for you for reasons you are still figuring out. You feel a very deep horror at the idea, now a reality, that your beautiful, elegant mother has to ask for help and wait to be changed in her bed, and makes you want to throw up. I am still working on processing that horror. One night at the hospital in Mendocino, your mom will tell you how much it hurts to have diarrhea. You will decide to be very brave and to hold her hand and wait with her while whatever happens, happens. She stares at you fixedly. It is a disassociative moment. It is nothing you've ever wanted to experience. It is so good that you can be brave and present even though you are so scared. It is brave to spend the night with her in her hospital rooms even though you desperately do not want to. The night you spend in the neurospinal ICU when she does not want to sleep because she's afraid she won't wake up, and you dream that you are fighting off death. You are protecting her. You are holding her as she always held you. It's okay that it is not easy. It is still good, even though you hate it and want to leave. It's okay that you hate the places she is incapacitated, even though the people there work hard and are doing their best. It's okay that you are afraid so much that you just want to go home. When you begin the last week of her life and so many people come, it is all right to be glad that they are there. Mommy is glad too. She feels safe and glad that everyone is there. It's okay that you don't know how to survive this because you will. Love, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. Wow. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your vulnerability and your hearts and just being here and holding space for all this. I'm going to, just catch your breath if you need to. I ask you to be gentle with yourselves, and this process. This is something that, it doesn't just end when the Zoom call ends. It is, this is a time that we get to sit with these feelings and we get to move them through us and let them, up and out. And again, you can do this process for any aspect of self that you would like to, send some healing down the timeline to help you in your current life today. And, just as a final kind of closing, I would like to offer you guys a oracle reading, just because I feel like it would, if you are here in, live with us, great. And then, or if you're catching the recording of this later, and revisiting it, then this message is for you as well. So I'm going to do a little 4-card spread with my Sacred Symbols Oracle, and just look at this practice in relation to us as a collective group here, as individuals as well. Okay, I'm going to look at 4 aspects of this. We're going to look at what is the energy that can be met here. Okay, what to let go of, what to call in, and where it's heading. And I'm going to show you all each of the cards that I got here. Okay, so what is the energy we're being met with this process? And wow, it's pretty fitting. We have release. So It's literally cutting the cord time. We're not burning the bridges to who we were and what happened, but we're letting go of these like elastic kind of snap back feeling to these old energies that are tugging on us in ways that might be acting like anchors to the past. We're liberating ourselves. That's what we're being met with. We're being met with a tool that can liberate ourselves from maybe old or stagnant ideas or energies or beliefs, and giving us some freedom. What to let go and what to call in are very interesting, because it's interesting we got let go of lucky. When I see this, to me, this is about like letting go of old ideas about whether or not we are lucky or not, whether we believe we've been, vexed by something, or we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're letting go of old ideas that tell us that we do not have access to being in alignment. And it makes perfect sense with what we are calling in, because we are calling in home. Whenever I see this symbol, this to me is a sign that I am on the right track and I am exactly where I need to be. This is connection to something greater than myself. This is my connection to all things, all beings, all energies, and being in love with my divine assignment, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. It's in this present moment. And where does this lead? Where does doing all of this work that we did today, what is the point? Where is it taking us? Well, power, our power. The practice that we did today, this energy that we called forth, is about reclaiming our power, reclaiming parts of ourselves, owning who we are and stepping into this. Okay? So I want you to remember that what work you did here today, this is what it's leading you to. This is where you're headed. No matter what is going on, no matter what things may look or appear like, this is why we did the work we did today. I want to close the circle out and thank each and every one of you for being here today. Thank you again, Daniel and Notacult, and for letting us all gather like this. This is pretty great, So just go ahead. I'm going to invite you to come back to that comfortable position. And if you need to, recap or follow up or anything like that, please email me. You can email me at bookmarcella@gmail.com. If you felt like you needed to, you want to talk a little bit more about it, that would be great. Okay, so go ahead, and I want you to bring your hands down to the earth, just acknowledging we're going to go out the way we came in. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to thank Mother Earth for holding us today, for giving us some grounding in this container, for supporting us. Come to your heart and thank your heart. We're going to thank our hearts for being present today. We're going to lift our hands to the sky or look up. Thank you, Father Sky and Star Nations. We're going to look to the south, and we are going to thank the element of fire for bringing our passion, our creativity, and our action to us. Wonderful. We're going to go to the west, and we are going to thank water for bringing the emotions to move through us, to flow with ease, with grace. We're going to go to the north and thank the north for the earth elements again, for grounding, for supporting, for giving us wisdom and strength. We are going to thank the east and the element of air for helping us find our words, our connection to our communication and our thoughts. and say thank you to our guides, ancestors, and helpers and healers that were present with us all today as we move through this process and this journey. Thank you all. Have a beautiful week ahead. Be gentle with yourselves and take such good care. Have a good one.
Thank you.